Hello, everybody. Hello, and
Hello.
Welcome to our Friday night service with
Good evening, all.
With these lovely ladies here, Jean and Irene.
And a handsome one on the end.
On the way. Or do you mean Ben, because he's just gone downstairs?
Well, him as well, yeah.
Oh, bless.
My brother.
Yay. That's us. Anyway, yes, back to our Sunday night. No, that's 2 days' time. Our Friday night service. We're all a little bit melty and hot, so I do apologise if we start glowing and I might just slide off the chair because there's absolutely no air in my bedroom today. We have one person backstage for a reading. There should be 3, so I'm hoping the others will join shortly.
Is that Tracy, Zoe and Sean?
Sean's backstage.
Yeah.
Zoe and Tracy have the link, but they're not on yet.
Right.
So fingers crossed they will be joining us shortly. It'll be the usual suspects. It'll be an opening prayer. If Irene's got a poem, there'll be a poem. Then we'll do some mediumship. We'll do blind readings after the people that are backstage. And then we'll do a closing prayer. So to kick us off, I will open in prayer, if that's all right. If you could all join me in the silence, please, friends. As we say, Heavenly Father, divine and gracious Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather together in your name tonight. We thank you for the many gifts you've bestowed upon us this day. And Father, we ask that you take into your care all of those people who are suffering in mind, body and spirit. May they find peace and comfort. Father, we ask that the carers get the strength and support they need, whether they be paid or unpaid. And Father, we ask that anybody that's taking their transition this day find peace and love and light to guide them safely home, and love and support for those people left behind to grieve. Father, I now hand this service into your loving care and keep. Amen.
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 Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody. Fabulous. Thank you, everybody.
Right.
Over to Irene there for
right. I got a message, and I read that out in one of the churches that I did. I think it was, I can't remember where it was, but it was last year. And somebody's contacted me and asked if I'll read this again. I don't think that you've heard this one. It's called The Flowers Through the Window.
Oh.
The flowers through the window are there for all to see. The blooms so bright and colourful with lots of greenery. White and yellow all mixed in, a butt of water full to the brim. All shades of pinks and bronzes bright, oranges and creams mixed in right. A colourful display for all to behold, just like looking at a field of gold. Beautiful blooms large and small, and in the garden flowers by the wall. Dahlias, carnations, roses too, all done in a beautiful bouquet for you. Fields full of cowslips and violets deep, God gave us these precious things to keep, to grow for him his garden true, and make beautiful bells of white and blue. To give us trees and grasses tall, with climbing shrubs and primroses small. From spring to winter all year round, flowers in all colours can be found. The dainty snowdrops started all in spring, then winter finished with hollyberry when the snow comes in. And through the year, fruit, vegetables and corn to dry, and pollen and honey from bees that fly. All this beauty through woods of green, and the flowers through the window are there for all to see.
Thank
So
you.
there we go.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That
That's
was lovely.
That was really lovely.
Well, like I say, I read that. I've read that out in a couple of churches that I've done services, and somebody contacted me and asked me if I'd read it out. And I've also had a request to read out the one I read a few weeks ago, the shop. So I'll perhaps do that on Sunday night.
Oh yes,
Right.
yes,
So,
that'll be good.
Yeah.
I know we had loads of feedback for the one about the handprints
Oh
that you
yeah,
read out.
yeah.
That's gorgeous. Yeah.
It is. It's lovely.
Lovely.
You read that out at we read that out at Pastures Green, and we've had loads of feedback for that one. So I'll have to get a copy
that's
of it for
lovely.
you and off you and send it to people.
Yeah.
Right, we're nearly ready to start the mediumship. I just want to go over again how we work. We all work in the same way in that we wait for spirit to connect with us. We can't go and reach out to spirit and bring people forward. So if you would like your loved ones to come forward with a message today, send your love out to them, and we'll see if we get the connection. We'll start giving evidence, and hopefully you'll recognize your loved one and say you can take the reading. But first and foremost, we have the lovely Sean sat backstage. He's been sat ever so patient, and he was actually the first person to comment to say he would like a reading. Bless him.
Oh, lovely.
So I'll bring Sean up.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hi, Sean. Hi.
And you got to meet my son Ben as well, which was just bonus. But there we are.
I do apologise.
I forgot you were backstage, but there we are.
And I did say, show me your chest, Ben.
Yes. Hey, should I be worried, Jean? I'm going to tell your husband.
I don't know. Well, Ben's a bit of young stuff, isn't he?
He is, bless him.
It stained my glasses up, Tony. I've got to keep cleaning them.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm hot and bothered, but that's not to do with Ben. That's to do with the heat in this pigeon room.
Not finished for his dad.
I know. But there we are.
I'm his adopted auntie, you see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
as you were sat and I could see you backstage, Sean, I want to say there's a gentleman that's connecting really close to you, and he's coming in really close because I'm getting really hot and flushed, and it's not the weather. It's this gentleman's energy coming into me. So he's coming in really close to you, which is a really close family connection to you while he was on Earth plane. So, and I feel very paternal towards you. So this is either father or a grandfather on father's side, because I just want to be nurturing you and making sure you're okay. And it's almost like I'm putting plasters on your knee and things as well, which, it's this caregiving that I want to be given to you. Okay. The gentleman, as he's talking about his passing being very unexpected, if you would understand that. It's almost like, even though I was feeling not well, I didn't expect to go as quick as I did, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It makes sense to you. That's fine. He's also talking to me about, he's just bringing in loads and loads of memories. So I do apologise, but we're going on a retrospective, because he's building sandcastles, and he's just wanting to bring that childish joy back into your life, because he's saying that's been lacking, if you would understand that, for the last few months. I know we've been in lockdown and things, but he's not talking about that. He's talking about you yourself. You've been lacking this sense of childish fun. And he's saying you've been old before your years, if that makes sense as well. It's like you've got an old head. You know that saying, I've got an old head on young shoulders. He's bringing that forward for you. And he's saying that's fine, and it's wonderful that you are sensible and you look after things. but he wants you to have that fun as well in your life as all the seriousness, because he's telling me there's been lots and lots of seriousness in your life. You've coped with a lot for someone of your years. Would you understand why he's telling me that?
Yeah, thank you.
That you've had more than, you've had a lifetime share of it. He didn't say of it. He said you've had a lifetime share of, rude word, that means horrible things. But he's telling me you've had a lot of that in your life, and he's saying we've got to leave that in the past and start moving forward, if you would understand, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. He is giving me the 24th of the month has been significant. I can be a little bit off with dates, but around the 24th of a month must mean something around you. October must be significant as well for a birthday, anniversary, or a passing.
Yeah, I understand that.
And somebody must have a really wide range of taste in music, because I'm hearing everything from classical to like hard rock. I'm hearing snippets of lots and lots of different types of music, and it's like, but he's making me feel like it's not just your taste in music that's like that. You embrace lots of things in your life. And
yeah, I can take that. Yeah.
Would you understand as well why he's making me feel like I don't think it's him. There's another gentleman's energy, spirit side of life, and he's talking to me about having a broader perspective on life from where he is now, and he understands a lot of things now that he's in spirit rather than when he was on earth. He's talking about having an open mind now where he would have had a closed mind. That doesn't sound very good, but it's his words and he's describing himself. So he wouldn't have understood a lot of things. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I have got quite a large glass of orange juice, but he's telling me, father figure's telling me he would raise a glass to you. And he's telling me he's very, very proud of everything you are and everything you've become. And just to keep your eyes forward, but learn lessons from the past, please. Because if you don't learn the lessons from the past, you're destined to repeat things. And he doesn't want you doing that. He wants you to... Would you understand a new relationship around you, or a change in relationship around you? I'm not saying it is you, but you would understand where somebody around you is either in a new relationship or there's been a change in their relationship.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm asking is, while I was waiting to talk to you, I was pulling my wedding ring and my engagement ring on and off. So that was talking to me about changes in relationships. So he's bringing that forward for you as well. And I've got to put my thumbs up and say there's a huge well done from everybody in spirit. There must be 4 people, spirit side of life, that you would hold really close.
Yeah, definitely.
I know Father Figure's one of them, but there's 3 others that you would hold really close to spirit, because I can see them standing behind you in where you sat. So that they are there with you and they are giving you all the love and support that you need. All right.
Thank you.
And I will hand over to Jean and Irene.
I'm at the top, Irene's at the bottom. Thanks to you. Are you sure?
Hiya.
Can I just say, look, I know Tony fetched the gentleman through to you.
We can see Irene now.
Yeah. As I'm looking at you, sweetheart, the gentleman would resemble you. Well, you would resemble that gentleman in a lot of features. But I'm going a bit slimmer in the face. Just a bit slimmer here in the face as I'm looking at you, sweetheart. And he's coming in. And he is coming in with what Tony said, all that love. But he says, all them, you have to make the mistakes to learn from him, if you know what I'm saying. And he says, but now you've learned from him, that'll bring you on and it'll make you a stronger person. And this is what he's saying. And he's saying, but you know that. But he's still on about, sweetheart, I'm going to be really careful, but sometimes you can still knock yourself down. And he's saying, no, you haven't got to put yourself down. You're as good as anybody. You know, hold your head up high. You know, you are. what you are, and that's it. But you're better than you think. Can you understand that, sweetheart?
Yeah,
He's telling me
thank you.
because he's really wanting to get this across to you. He says because it's not first time you've been told this, but you still lack a bit of confidence. Can I say that? Because it's how it's coming in. I'm trying to be careful, but that's how it's coming in. But he's really there for you, love, and he's talking about a gentleman's watch as well. He's on about a watch, so I know the time must mean something. So he's on about the time, darling, with the watch. So I do know that means something to you as well. But as I'm saying time, can I go wait a minute? Can I give you 4:20? You may have to ask about this or think about it. But he's talking to me about 4:20, sweetheart. So I don't know if he passed at 4:20 or something, but 4:20 means something to you. And he's fetched that in. So if you can ask or if you can think about that, love. I know Tony gives you. I know Tony gives you a couple of dates, but can I also give you the 22nd? They're talking about the 22nd.
Yeah, I can take that, yeah.
Because that's what I'm hearing. And also I've got to give you August, the month of August. All right.
That means something as well.
I don't know if the 22nd of August, but that's how I've got it in. All right, Lewis, fetching those in for you. I know a lot of men, I'm hopeless with flowers, so please apologise. And I hold my hands up, but I have got to give you flowers, darling, but it's the colour you need. It's like having a rainbow, and he's trying to fetch that colour into you and give you that colour and that upliftment. I hope you can understand this. Because this is how it's coming in. But just before I go, I am going to pass you on because I've got a lovely lady what's stepping in. And I've got to say, she reminds me of my nan a bit, where she couldn't speak as she says it. There's nothing, no frills, no spills. She doesn't talk posh, she says. She says, what you get is what, you see, and that's it. What you see is what you get, should I say. And she's coming in on that. And I've got to say, sweetheart, even though you look a lot like the gentleman, I can see you looking like the lady as well. Because as I'm looking at you, you've got this part of the lady. You know, the eyes. And the forehead, and that's how I'm seeing it. And she's coming in with a love for you, and she's trying to hold your hand. So I don't know if you've felt her holding your hand at some point, or you felt you can feel somebody holding your hand, because she says it's just because you're a man, it doesn't mean that you can't cry. So she has seen you, sweetheart. She has seen you at times where you have shed a tear, and she's saying there's nothing wrong being a man and shedding a tear. It doesn't hurt us. Sometimes we all need to have a cry and get rid of it and start again. All right. I don't know. I am leaving you in a minute, but she's giving me egg on toast. So somebody must have liked egg on toast.
Yeah.
Because she's giving me egg on toast, love, for you. And she's making me laugh because she says, I don't know if you can do poached eggs. I don't know. But she's saying, I don't know if it's you, but somebody can't do an egg. So there's a certain type of egg somebody can't do. All right, because she's chuckling here about eggs. All right, but she's saying, you know what they say as well, love, I am leaving, I'm going to Irene, but you know what they said, that never put all your eggs in one basket. And that's what she's saying, and you understand that, sweetheart, whichever way, but you understand what she's saying. And I've got to say that you're a lovely lad. I've got to say lad because I'm twice your age. You're a lovely lad. Just listen, get your confidence back. Get out there and show them you can hold your head above them, sweetheart. You just need that. Because when you were younger, it got took away from you, and now you've got to build it back up. And you can understand it, Doug, because she's telling me, because she's nodding, you're nodding, and she is. All right, love. And I want to give you a dog. I am coming, Irene. I've got to give you a dog. And now for us who work with spirit, and Tony's like me, dogs are very loyal. They'll guard you, they'll look after you, and they'll love you. And this is what I want to give you, sweetheart. All them what a dog would give you, I've got to give him, you sweetheart. And I'm going to say night from this lady and this gentleman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll leave you to Irene if she's...
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Irene.
Are you all right, lad?
Yeah, good, thank
Hello,
you. Are
love.
you?
Right. Apart from the heat, but you would understand somebody who didn't like the heat at all. And I know that it drains your energy, but I've just got, I don't know if it's you, but there's somebody around you that's got depression or is starting to suffer with depression. So obviously this needs sorting out. Would you understand this, please, sweetheart?
Yeah, I understand.
Where the depression is. Right. Okay. Thank you. But I know that Tony said about the music, but music is a big part of your life as well. So there's certain types of music you listen to, and that helps you get through, sweetheart. Okay. Now, I don't know who I've got with me, but I know it's a gentleman, and he's got a lovely sense of humour. And what he's saying is, don't put yourself down, sweetheart. As Jean said, you can hold your head up. You've done nothing wrong. You just need to find your little place where you want to be, because it's telling me you've got a lot of things, little things going on, and you're not sure which road to go down. Would that be right?
Yeah, I can take that.
You're sort of a bit sort of, shall I go this way? Shall I go that way? You'll find your little, you'll find that you want to go. And he's also telling me that, okay, sweetheart, is this gentleman, I don't know who he is, but he wants to put his arms around you and give you a big hug. And what he's saying is, you'll get there.
Thank
Take your time, but you will get there. Just go with the flow. And he's also telling me that you're quite spiritual as well. Now, I don't know if you'd want to work as doing what we do or work in another area of spiritualism, but this gentleman's going to be with you and he's going to help you along your spiritual path. And he's, if you can take it, but he's giving me the name of Albert. That's his full name, but I don't know if he was known as Albert, but he's giving me the name, sweetheart. So if you don't know, ask in the family. And this, I've got to go to September for birthdays or anniversaries, darling. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, I can take that, yeah.
Okay then, sweetheart. Right. Is there anything else, darling? Right. He's just saying, stand tall, walk straight, and you will be okay. You're going in the right direction. And I know that you're getting onto your own feet now, because you've done other people quite a bit, but he's saying it won't be long before you're on your 2 feet properly, and you will be able to do things without relying on other people or going for advice. He's talking, I don't know if it's you or somebody around you, but he's talking about somebody either having counselling or wanting to do counselling. So perhaps that's something that you're looking at, sweetheart. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I've got to give you the song by the Hollies, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And this is from Spirit. This is from this gentleman, and this is how he's lifting you up, sweetheart. You know, he's just going to be there at the side of you. You don't walk alone, darling. And with that, I'll leave you all this love and say good night. God bless, darling.
Thank you.
You know,
all right, you're very
welcome. I do apologise quickly. I forgot to give you a song. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. So I don't know where that comes in. I don't know if somebody used to knock because they was ill and they were upstairs or what. But she's just come and she says, you forgot to give him my song. Knock 3 times on the ceiling. So just take note, sweetheart. Is it twice? Well, I don't know.
No, it's not 3 times on the ceiling and twice on the pipes.
Oh, is it?
If you want me to go.
If the answer is no.
That's it. That's it. I knew it was
love, they're doing it to get your attention. Whichever way. It's a good way. It's to get your attention.
It is.
She said, I forgot to give it you. So I'll give it you now. You're welcome.
Right. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
No,
I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Night, God bless.
I don't know
what a lovely lad.
He is, Sean.
Really very lovely lad.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Anybody? I don't.
Oh.
Anybody?
Yes, I've got a
right.
I've got a lady. But she's bringing with her 2 children. 2 children. I don't think they're her children. I think the children of the family that she's got with her. She's coming through a very like a grandma figure to me, and she's got like a tweed coat and a twin set on, and you know.
So you're going back, aren't you?
I am. I'm going back to a nan who I would say like maybe 60s or 70s dress. You know, like the
Yeah.
dress then.
Like,
Yeah.
She's got the handbag over her arm, you know, with just the two little handles that she's got on her arm, which is really odd because she's giving me lots of visual where normally I get the energy first, but she's coming in and she's got a wave in her hair. It's quite short, but it's really tidy, not like mine.
Oh, mine.
And she's just and she's just took a headscarf off and tied it round her neck, so she's wearing it like a neckerchief now. Come on, sweetheart, come close. She is coming through very, I can only say very grandma-ish. Come on, sweetheart. Right. She's connecting now, and she's making me feel like she's talking about never having a minute, always looking after somebody in the family. So she's talking about the big family. I'm not seeing the Von Trapps like we usually get them, Jean, but I know she's got a big family, and she's got people coming in and out, coming in and going out to work and coming in from work. So she's having to prepare meals for them and look after them and getting them ready to go to work. And she's very happy with a lot. She's saying some people these days might think it's old-fashioned, but she liked doing that. That was what she felt.
That's
she
her
had
role.
To do.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go out and get a job or anything like that. That was her job, taking care of her family, and she was really pleased with that and proud of it. And she's saying the person she's got connecting with, that she wants to connect with here, is also a very hard worker, but for some reason she's making me feel like they're not quite as satisfied with their lot, and that they're ready to move on to the next thing. And she's saying she's standing behind them with that. This lady, she's talking to me, I feel like she's well, I don't feel like, I know she's giving me, I'm presuming it's a cancer condition, I could be wrong, but it's like something went wrong in one part of her body and it affected everywhere else. So for me, that feels like a cancer condition that started in the chest area somewhere and it moved. I might be wrong about that. It might be another type of illness, but that's just the way I feel she's given it to me. Sharon Williams, you can take all of this. Okay, sweetheart. Would you understand the bit she was talking about? I don't want to say feeling unsatisfied with my lot, but feeling ready for the next thing is a better way of putting it. I think that's what she's making me feel. It's like I've achieved everything I want to achieve here, and I'm ready to move on and take on the next challenge. If you can understand that, Sharon, please. She's making me aware of 17th will mean something. I can be a little bit off with my dates, but around the 17th must mean something as well. And I want to give you, I know we're coming up to July, but I want to give you July as a memory as well for a birthday, anniversary, or a passing. Right, Sharon, it does sound like I'm with you, sweetheart. So good, thank you. She's telling me this sense of wanting to move to the next thing. Look before you leap. Look before you leap. So don't just jump at the first thing that comes along. Make sure it's exactly what you want to do before you move on, if that makes sense. She's also given me keys. Keys for me, the house keys, they're not car keys. So keys for me would signify either a plan to move or we've just moved. But there must be something about a move in property, because she's talking about that. She's given me the family of 4, so there must be a connection to 4 in a family. She's also given me, I wear, and Jean wears a cross. But I'm being made aware of a cross, so that there must be a necklace connected around the family that's been left through spirit, if you would understand, please. And also, sweetheart, she's given me this sense of something stuck in my throat. And I don't mean that, I don't feel that's literal. I think there's something you need to get off your chest, some words that need to be spoken, but you've been a bit timid about it because you don't want to create waves. And she's saying, you'll only keep hurting yourself if you don't get it off your chest. And the fallout from what you're wanting to say perhaps won't be as bad as you think it's going to be. But if it does upset people, they'll get over it, sweetheart. And you'll feel better for having said what you've got to say. And I can just see a silver tea set. You know, the little teapot and sugar basin and milk jug and things. So would you understand where this lady would have had the little tea set that she was really proud of, that came out like when the vicar visited or something? Nobody else could have a cup of tea out of this tea set, but she's got this. But this must still be in the family somewhere, because she's talking about it, but I feel it's missing a cup. I don't know why she's taking one of the cups away, but she says that there's a cup missing. Right, okay. And you must understand the 3 in spirit as well. So I know there's more than that in spirit, because I can feel them, but there's 3 in spirit that you would hold dear and hold close. So they just want to come and say that they're around and they're protecting you and they're with you. And with that, I will leave you with one of these 2 ladies.
Big box, little box, big box, little box.
Yeah. It's because everything's backwards on the screen, so I don't know where I'm pointing. Yeah. So to point to Jean, I've got to point away. It's really odd. So there we are.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Sharon.
Sharon's got the tea set. That's fabulous. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Can I just say, Sharon, I know Tony's fetched this lady through, sweetheart, but I've also got to bring you a gentleman. And as I like to see who I'm talking to, so as this gentleman's coming in, this gentleman, should I say, I know he would be quite tall. And my brother was at 6'2", so I always go on his height. But I know he would be touching probably, I don't know, 5'12", something like that, as he's coming in here. I know he wouldn't have been overly big, but he's telling me he had a bit of a pot belly, which I can say, he told me I can. And he's coming in with that, sweetheart. But he's also fetching you, and he's got memories, he's telling me, of rabbits. I don't know, I can't understand the rabbits, but he's saying memories when you were the child about rabbits. But he said one of them got out and come back unexpectedly with a little bundle behind it. Well, you would have had a bundle behind it, let's put it that way, as it's coming, sweetheart. But he's saying, I know Tony's give you quite a lot, but I've also, as talking here, this gentleman, I know there wouldn't have been a big gap between the lady and the gentleman passing. Or if it's not these 2, you've had 2 passings very close to one another, sweetheart, because they're making me aware of these passings close to one another. But there's so much love from these. I've also, all right, darling, I've got the talking about the jewellery, sweetheart. I know Tony talked about the cross, but she's saying that, thank you. It's nice when I can see a bit.
Yeah.
Because there's that love for you, darling. I know, like I said, I don't normally flowers, I'll admit it, but I've got to give you a bunch of the bluebells. Yes. I've got to give you a bunch of bluebells, sweetheart. So I do believe that at some point you've probably gone bluebell picking. And oh, thank you. Because they're giving me bluebells, sweetheart, as well. And they also on about a book of remembrance. So I don't know if you've got a book, what you keep of memories, or if you would have had them in a book at a crematorium, what you can put people in, because they're talking about this, sweetheart, as well. I've got to talk about the rings. There's rings, but one's missing. There's a ring missing. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know if a ring's missing, sweetheart, but they're talking about the rings, but they're taking one away. So there must have either been one given to somebody different. And I know Tony on about the little mix up where somebody's got to say something in family, but they're giving me a tug of war, darling. It's as if I've got a tug of war with a piece of rope in the middle, and they're just saying, just let that end of rope go. Don't bother tugging on it. Just let it go, don't bother. Similar to what Tony said, and it's all, thank you. It all come up as this for you. Can I just give you the month of January, sweetheart? And I want to go around about the 17th, 18th of January. They're making me aware of that as well. And they're talking about the neck pain. I don't know if it's you, darling, but somebody's having neck pain. And I don't know if it's the pillow or a cushion or something, but they're on about this as well. But they're saying that if they sat up, I hope it's not you, if somebody slouches, and they're saying, like me, if you sit up properly, you wouldn't get as much discomfort around the shoulders. All right, darling. I hope you can understand what I've just given. Oh, can I just give you Joyce? I've just heard Joyce mention, if it's not for you, don't worry, it's for the next connection. But I've just heard Joyce, and I'll leave you. Oh, thank you. I'll leave you with the love, sweetheart. But before I go, can I just say to you, I've got all the spring flowers. All the spring flowers. Oh, this lady's just said somebody can't, like me, somebody can't keep a plant. They actually kill plants. They're all right in garden, but house plants, no, they can't keep an house plant. Oh, thank you. Well, I've got house plants, darling, so I hope somebody can't keep an house plant. All right, love, so I'm going to leave that love with you and say God bless.
Hi, Sharon. When Tony was talking about the dress of the 60s, the immediate thing that I got was quite rightly the headscarf around the head, but the hair was in rollers, and that's how the ladies used to go shopping, with rollers in their hair. And this is coming on a memory link because you know somebody who used to have the rollers in the hair and go and do the shopping, and then they'd get ready to go out at night time and take the rollers out and that. But this lady, she is so sweet and she's so lovely, and she worked really, really hard and tried to keep up with the family and all the bits and bobs that was going with it. Times were hard, she's telling me. Times were hard, but there's lots of little memories. And I know that, I'm not sure if it was Tony or Jean, one of you gave them the silver teapot. And as he said that, I got that little rhyme, I'm the little teapot, short and stout. So there must be a memory of somebody singing that or saying that to you, his little teapot, short and stout, through the childhood, because it's coming across really strong. And one of the little ones used to like to help Nanny in the kitchen doing the baking and doing the cooking and that, but they weren't allowed to do too much because it was on gas stoves and it was too dangerous. And I've got a memory as well, she's telling me about jigsaw puzzles that you used to do, especially around in the dark nights, and they had nothing to do. You'd sit hours doing jigsaw puzzles with them. She's just so lovely. She's got such loving memories, and she just wants to put her arms around you, sweetheart, and she just wants to give you a great big hug. It's like she just wants to hold the whole family in her arms and put her arms around all of you and just give you a great big love, sweetheart. Okay. And she's, bless you, thank you. And she just wants to know that she's with you, darling. Okay. And I'm going to leave it there with you, sweetheart. So I'm going to say good night and God bless.
Oh,
me and
Mum used to do jigsaws.
I can't quite see it.
Me and my mum would do jigsaw. She was my soulmate.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, bless you.
That's so sweet. Thank you, lovely. Sharon. I'm pleased we were able to bring them forward for you.
Absolutely.
It's such a privilege
Oh.
to do what we do, isn't it?
It's
Bless.
lovely.
It is, especially when it can bring happiness to somebody else.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know about you two, but I've met some beautiful people, both physical and non-physical.
Yeah.
There's been some beautiful people.
Evans,
Sharon, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on.
No, you're all right. I would go on.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, Sharon, the 2 children are back again. So would you understand where 2 children went to spirit? I don't know if they passed in the womb or if they took a breath, but the lady's got 2 children with her. And they're quite tall now. So I don't know if that's how they were when they passed or how they would be now. But I'm rubbish with ages, but I would say about 10, 11, something like that, maybe. Like I say, I'm rubbish with ages, so I'm guessing. But if you could understand 2 children that are in spirit, please, because they've just run back in as if, hey, you forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sharon was one of twins, and her sister had I think that means a miscarriage. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon. They just ran back in like, oh, you've forgotten us.
Right, can I?
Go on.
No, it's all right. I've just got I don't know if it's the lady in the spirit or if we've got anybody on the live stream who knows Ivy, because I keep getting Ivy. So I don't know if it's Auntie Eve, but I keep getting Ivy. And this lady, I'm going to give her off as this lady, so I don't know how she's saying it. Not very tall, nice covering over, I've got to say. I know she would be. I keep getting auntie, so I'm not sure if it is an auntie or not, or if she wants to talk to an auntie. I don't know. Not, like I said, not very tall in height, nice covering over her. She wouldn't wear trousers. You had to wear skirts just below your knee. You know, you don't go flashing.
No.
So she would be a bit. She would be an older lady, yeah. Because that's, you keep covered up and everything. I do know as she's talking, bless her, that she would. I'm not saying she went to church, but she did believe. I'm not saying she believed in spiritualism. Thank you.
Daughter's named Ivy after her great-grandma.
That's fine. I don't know if she believed in spiritualism or she went to church, but I've got the church connection as she's talking here. And I know that, oh, come on then, sweetheart. She's telling me that someone, I don't know, because it's hard when you can't see like this. Someone looks like her, very much like her, in the mannerisms and the way she sits and the way they stand. And they're just saying that's like so-and-so, that's like Aunt Ivy, and this is how she's coming in, sweetheart. So I don't know that if you've got a little one, then obviously you must have noticed mannerisms or somebody's told you that there's this. My voice is going again, so I don't know. I don't know why they have to take it. They could just tell me. I do know there'll be an issue around the voice box. So I don't know if somebody would have had an heavy cold or it had something to do with the voice, because they're taking my voice from me. And she's just said, well, drink some lemon. Very straight blunt, drink some lemon. So I do know this is the lady she would be, sweetheart, but I do believe the person who's got her mannerisms would be like that, whether they're small or not. They would say what they thought, and kids can get away with it.
Yeah.
They get away with it. And this is just what she's like, darling. She's on about the month of September, and she's also telling me about the bouquet. So I do know there's an anniversary coming up, because she's telling me about bouquet flowers. So there's got to be an anniversary where flowers would have been given. If you can understand this, sweetheart. I've got it's not a signet ring, and it's an eternity ring. It's telling me it's an eternity ring. So you must be able to understand. Thank you. So you must be able to understand the eternity ring as well. Oh, I didn't see that, Tony. You were too fast. Oh.
So
thank you,
Sharon.
You must be able to understand the eternity ring, sweetheart, because that's what they're showing me. And that's, people used to give them for so many years in marriage. That's what she's making me. So I do know that they would have been married a long time as they're coming in. but she's a nice lady. This is how she's coming in, sweetheart. She's talking about the little one, what's very much like her in the mannerisms and where they are. She's I'm not being rude here, but she's saying, I don't know how I can put this without making it. Can I? Oh, I don't know. Somebody needs to learn how to use the Hoover. It's so difficult. I'm not saying it's you what doesn't Hoover, but it's as if somebody could learn to use. My husband's forgot what Hoover is, and it's as if somebody could learn to Hoover. So I don't know if it's a kiddie what could do the bedroom or something, sweetheart, but that's how she said it. So I'll tell you how it come. All right, love, I'm not saying you don't Hoover up. I'm not saying that at all. But somebody's forgot how to use the Hoover, so it could be a teenager what doesn't do a bedroom. I don't know, darling. But this is just what she's coming in. She's saying there's so much love there for you. All right. She's saying keep up with the good work, so you must be doing something well. All right.
Oh, bless.
So I didn't want you to take it wrong way. She's saying keep up, so you are doing something really good, sweetheart. All right. She's saying look to the future. Look to the future. It's not always good to look back. We've got good memories and we've got happy memories, but she's telling you to look to the future. So look to the future, sweetheart. And I don't know, I know Vera Lynn's just died. And is it Vera Lynn what's just died? I don't want to, but I don't want to have killed her off if she ain't gone.
No, she has. She went.
She's talking about Vera Lynn, sweetheart. So I don't know if she liked the music and the songs she sung, or there was something to do with the war, what she knew about. I don't know, but she just mentioned Vera Lynn, sweetheart. Okay. Oh, there's somebody called Lynn. There's somebody called Lynn or Linda, who you can place as well. So I'm going to leave that with you and pass you either down or up. Down? That way or that
Hi,
way?
Daniela. Before Jean mentioned Vera Lynn, I got the White Cliffs of the song, There'll Be Bluebirds Over the Cliff of Dover. So I don't know if you know anybody in that area or you're from that area, but that song meant a lot, lady. But she's also telling me that I don't know if it's you, but somebody's stuck in a bit of a rut at the moment. They don't seem to know which way to turn or what they're doing, or, you know, it's like you're going around in circles and you're looking for a door to get out and you can't seem to get off the wheel, if you know what I mean. She's saying, will you slow down a bit, sweetheart? She knows that you're a busy lady and knows that you've got the little one, but you've got to take time for yourself, darling, as well, if you understand that. And she's also, like Jean said, look forward. Don't look back. Don't keep looking back. The only way is forward and the only way is up, sweetheart. And that's all I've got for you from this lady, with lots of love. So I'll hand you over to Tony.
Hi, Daniela. All the time Jean and Irene have been talking, I've been tapping on the desk like I'm playing a piano. So would you understand a gentleman, spirit side of life, who would have either played a piano or thought he could play a keyboard or something? Because I'm tapping away like I'm playing a tune and I can't play. Ben can play keyboard and guitar and stuff, but I can't. But I've got this gentleman, and as he's connecting with me, he's making me aware of somebody spirit side of life who would have passed with either a stroke condition or a dementia type condition, something that went wrong in the head. If you could understand this, please. I don't know which bit of Jean I've just seen, but as you led forward, then I...
Oh, I hope you didn't see me boobs.
Oh dear. But I've got...
It's not that program.
Right. You can't take the keyboard. I'm tapping away like I'm playing on a keyboard, sweetheart.
Could it be drumming, Tony? Because our Thomas used to tap.
I don't know.
No, she's put the song. He used to sing the song, and he used to play the piano version.
Oh, right. All right. Okay, that's fine then. But also somebody, you would understand somebody here who's very fidgety, because I'm now picking up this cable tie thing and playing with that. So somebody here is very, very fidgety and very, I want to say
agitated. I say agitated.
Yeah, like nervous energy all the time.
Butterflies
like,
in my tummy.
Can't sit still.
And I'm just getting this sense of needing to calm, needing to center, and needing to focus inwards just a little bit more. I've got, again, just this thumbs up. So just so much pride about what you've achieved, what you've done, and where you're going to go in life, because you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Oh, Daniela taps, and she's moving all the time and bites on it. Don't bite your nails. Don't bite your nails.
I do that. And Michael.
Don't bite your nails. It's not good. I'm going to come and do your nails when we're out of lockdown, missus.
Yeah, man, they're dreadful.
So there's just this sense of calming down. But you would understand as well where this nervous energy comes from, the past. And again, like I said to Sean at the beginning, I think, don't live in the past, learn the lessons and learn the skills and equipment it's given you to face the future. Not the equipment, the tools, the skills and the tools to face your future. And all of these things in the past have made you the person you are today, and the things that you can achieve today and in the future, if that makes sense for you, sweetheart. So I just want to leave you with that. You see, you say your daughter's called Rose, but I've got to give you a big bunch of roses from Spirit, and the pink and the red and the white. The pink and the red are for love and affection from Spirit, and the white roses are for peace, sweetheart. So they're bringing you all of this from the world of Spirit, and I will say God bless. Thank you.
Can you just ask them to go careful with the back, because my back's starting to hurt, and I know it's not me, this. So somebody suffers with a bad back, whether they're on earth plane or in spirit.
And
would have had an issue with the back.
Oh no, I don't want to give this.
Oh, not your teeth.
No, I've just got a pair of booties.
Oh, I thought you were going to give your teeth.
No. I'm not saying the booties are coming to you, sweetheart, but would you understand where either somebody's expecting new life or has just had a baby? And I'm talking about a tiny baby, so this is very recent. So if you can just look around your friends, your family, and see where this might fit in, sweetheart. All right? And I will say good night, God bless. And my people have actually said good night, God bless. So they've gone.
They've gone. You can't do nothing about it, darling.
No.
If they've gone, they've gone. Just before we do go, because I know you've got your son here as well, can I just bring this young girl in? And it's not a boy, it's a girl. I went to Spirit way before her time, bless her. She didn't go through no other conditions. She actually had an illness what took her to Spirit. Took her to Spirit, bless her, the health did, but she was too young. And when they found out, it were a bit late. She went very quickly. Very bonny girl, really pretty girl she were. I don't know, probably in her 20s. I'm not much good because my age, but I only look in my 20s.
I know, darling, same as me.
You do, same as me.
But
25.
I do want her to bring her in because bless you, she's here. She would be about 5'7", something like that. A lovely figure on her. She's really pretty. She would have nice dark hair. I'm seeing her, and she spent time with her hair. She spent a lot of time on her hair, and she's mentioned. All right, wait a minute then. What are you talking? And she's I've got a Daniel, and she's mentioned Daniel. So Daniel fits in somewhere. Can anybody take this young lady, please?
Nothing yet, sweetheart.
No, she just jumped in. You know, when you said bye, she jumped in really quick. As if to say, "Well, I'm gone."
Yeah.
But it's a young girl, not a young not a young man, and I'm not changing him. And
No.
She did pass through an illness. It wasn't any other, means. It was an illness what took her. And wait a minute, she's talking about Debbie. So somebody called Debbie must be involved somewhere. They've got 3 girls what she would have been really close to. 3 girlfriends what she really would have been close. If nobody can take her, that's fine. It's just that it's a shame when she's just...
It is when they've come through.
They've just come through. And we always hear a lot of young men. So when a young lady's come through, she had it rough, bless her, she said. She had it rough, and she'd been poorly from being a young one. So it's not something, it just come on. She'd not been well through being a young one. And they tried wrapping her in cotton wool at times, but she wanted to live to what she could. If you can't, I'm going to leave it there with her, but it's just a shame. Right.
She might step forward later.
Yeah.
On another feed.
Yeah.
Bless her.
Like that chap did with Irene that time.
Yeah.
But, she was a nurse. She had something to do with nursing. Or somebody knew her as a nurse. She had something to do with nursing, she's just told me. So there was something to do with nursing. That's fine. Tony, I'm going to leave it there because of time anyway.
Right. No problem. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for participating. We're doing another one Sunday.
Sunday night, yep.
I think there's one scheduled for Monday.
Yep.
And I thought Friday we might do an afternoon if everybody's free, Friday afternoon. Yep. You can only set these up 7 days in advance, so I had to wait till today to set up Fridays.
Right.
But we'll do an afternoon one. I'll message you afterwards and arrange a time and everything. So keep an eye out. Tomorrow Irene's doing a Zoom feed for Grimsby.
Yep.
So if you go on to Grimsby Spiritualist Church, there'll be a link in there somewhere, so you'll be able to see Grimsby, Irene at Grimsby. Then that takes us to Sunday. We're doing 7 o'clock, same time, same place.
Yep.
There's a feed already up for that. Then Monday night, 7 o'clock again. Wednesday night, we have the gentleman's name's gone at Pastures Green. I know Jeanette's on. But we have it's a new medium for us, a gentleman. So if you go on Pastures Green's page, there's an event on there. Thursday, there'll be Little Port Christian Spiritualists. And that takes us to Friday when we'll be here Friday afternoon.
What so are we doing about 2 o'clock? What time?
Yeah, it'll be something like that. 1:30, 2 o'clock, if that's all right with everybody.
Yeah.
Is that instead of the evening one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to see if it works, because I know some people work and some people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. If not, we'll revert back to an afternoon, an evening.
Okay.
Jean, would you like to close our service in prayer, please? And
yes, I would.
Lord, keep us safe.
Oh, I might sing it again.
Never know.
If you'd like to join me in the prayer, please. Thank you once again, Father, for allowing our loved ones to come close. Now it's time for us to close that veil between our two worlds, to ask our loved ones to return back to the spirit world until their loved ones want them once again. Any energy which are left, Father, to go out to the doors, to the far corners of the world, to Mother Earth, to our war-torn countries. Let's see if we can sort his own world out at the moment, Father, because it's just getting ridiculous now with everything what's going off. So let's see if we can sort this out. Also, Father, I know the lockdown's getting eased, but can people still be sensible, Father, and just watch what they're doing? I also ask that love go to our children of today, because they will be our future, and to carry the word of spiritualism on. I also ask anyone who is taking their transition that there is light to safely take them on their way to their families, which are with you, Father, and love and help for the ones which are left on the earth plane. We ask this in all your name, which is love. Amen.
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 Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears.
Amen.
Amen.
Now you took over, I were enjoying that.
Well done, Jane.
Well, thank you again, everybody, for sharing this time with us. And good night and God bless until we see you again. Stay safe,
Bye.
everybody.
Stay-
Bye.
Stay safe.